Good morning to all the participants. Welcome back for the second session of our day 4 STTP program sponsored by AICT. So today's session will be again handled by Satyanarayan sir, who has taken yesterday also. So before he start with the session, let me reintroduce about him. So for those who haven't attended the session yesterday or missed the session, so let me just reintroduce about him. So, Sir is from VI Solutions, Bangalore, and he's designated there as application engineer. And he has been supporting various industries in implementing several of the turnkey systems and using the NI products. So, his key interest area is on LabVIEW, basics, and data acquisitions. So, today, Sir will be doing topic on FPGA based programming. Sir, am I audible to you?
Yeah, ma'am, it's
Uh,
audible. Am I audible to you, ma'am?
yes, sir. You can take over the sessions.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, good morning to one and all. Okay, so myself, let me introduce myself. Okay, myself Satyanarayan R. I'm working as a senior application engineer in VA Solutions. Okay, so even yesterday also I handled the same, the hardware part. So today also we'll be just seeing about hardware, but with respect to a different sort of hardware. Okay, so I hope few people have been attended like yesterday, and few people are not attended yesterday. Okay, no worries. So we'll just start from the scratch, like what exactly this hardware does. Okay, so let me present my screen. Yeah, is that my screen is visible to all? Can I just get an acknowledgement?
Yes, sir. But the have you put any PPT, sir, or anything?
No, ma'am, it's just a screen.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Student.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Is it fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. So I hope now I am just presenting the screen. You can able to watch me the screen.
Sir. Yes, it's seen.
Yeah, yeah, okay, fine, thank you. Okay, so let me start with the session. Okay, the introduction part. So even yesterday I was just telling what is the use of a hardware. Okay, so how it will be very much useful in an academics. Okay, and even it will be for students who can able to work with it. Okay, so let me just tell you the things like yesterday what I have been doing. Okay, so yesterday I was just explaining you guys with respect to a MIDAC, correct? So what was a MIDAC and what was the use of that? Okay, so how it will be useful apart from any other the instruments. Okay, so I was just trying to explain you guys with respect to these sort of things. Okay, so today we are going to deal with the one more part of the National Instruments hardware called MyRio. Okay, so MyRio actually stands for reconfigurable input output. Fine. So what is the use of this hardware? How it can be used in an industries as well as it will be in an academics? So actually speaking, the NI MIDAC whatever yesterday we have been used. Okay, so actually speaking, this NI MyRio as well as a MIDAC. Okay, so these are the two hardwares where it will be not used in an industry exactly, but these are the hardware platforms where the National Instruments have been released for the students to work for the National Instruments platform. So actually speaking, NI MIDAC and NI MyRio is both where the students can able to get the exposure for the industries, so that they can able to get into the industries very easily with a very good knowledge about the hardware of National Instruments. Okay, so actually speaking, these are the hardwares where the students can utilize themselves. Okay, so in their extracurriculum activities or in their the academics part or with their projects. Okay, so in keeping this point of view, the National Instruments have been released this sort of a hardware as a student versions. Okay, but speaking with respect to these sort of a hardwares, there are n number of the things that students can able to be worked. Okay, so today we are just going to look into this MyRio. So what exactly this MyRio, what this does, and what are the features? Okay, so this will be learnt in the today's sessions. Okay, so I was just telling you that the MyRio, okay, it stands for reconfigurable input output. Okay, so I hope you will be knowing about what exactly that embedded, the word called embedded means. So actually speaking, this MyRio is an embedded hardware, so where the students can use to design for a control of the robotics and the mechatronic systems. Okay, so everyone knows that what exactly that embedded, but I'll just tell you the things like why we have to go for embedded, what is the use of the things. Okay, so embedded is actually nothing but it is a controlling platform where the things will be used in an industries or it might be in any sort of the projects also. Okay, so where you will be able to dump the code. Okay, so after dumping the code, you will be the code will be keep on running in the hardware or in the system, so until and unless you switch off. Okay, that is what the thing called embedded. Okay, so actually speaking, the embedded will be having a certain sort of protocols. Okay, where it can be worked under some sort of a protocol like UART, SPI, or many sort of protocols. But meanwhile, in this hardware, you are having the n number of the applications. Okay, where it will be very much useful. Okay, maybe I hope here you can able to see this is how the hardware exactly looks. Okay, so this is where the NI MyRio. Okay, so and even you can just see towards the next the naked board. Okay, so this is where the board which the National Instruments have been developed, and it has been built like a module like this. Okay, so even yesterday, like what we have seen of NI MyDAC. Okay, so even this NI MyRio is also with the same size, so very compact size that you can able to carry this hardware in your pocket. Okay, so yesterday also I was just saying about a MyDAC that instead of using four or 3 to 4 different instrument in an the academic, so over to that, if at all you are using only a single DAC, that will be more useful and it's more compact that you can able to carry in your pockets. Correct. So that is what the thing this hardware specifically says. Okay. So and moreover, okay. So if you come for the hardware block diagram, okay, what exactly this hardware, what all the things can be done using this hardware. So we'll be just seeing in this, the slide. Okay, so you can just see actually this Myrio. First, I'll be just telling what all the things you're having in this Myrio. Okay, so actually speaking, this Myrio is having its own processor. Okay, so that processor is Xilinx Zinc. Okay, so it's having one processor. Okay, so according to that processor, you're having a one more thing called FPGA. Okay, so that is what our the session is stated on the FPGA, okay, field programmable gate array. So everyone will be having a curiosity that why this FPGA, what is the use of this. Okay, so FPGA in the sense, obviously one thing comes to your mind called a VLSI, correct? So in VLSI, you will be just doing the circuits under the FPGA. Okay, so like the Spartan 3 or some different sort of things will be used in an academics. But how this can be overcome with that the Spartans or everything. Okay, so moreoverly, this Myrio, whatever we are using, actually speaking, this can be called as an embedded device, okay, student embedded platform, where it can be worked on a real time as well as FPGA. Okay, so that's what I was supposed to say here. It is having a one processor with the real time. That is what a Labio RT. RT stands for the real time. Okay, so I was just saying that it consists of a Xilinx Zinc ZYNQ Xilinx Zinc processor. Okay, so everyone knows that, okay, if at all you are using a processor, so obviously you have to use a platform like the software, correct? So yes, obviously it's right actually. Okay, so you have to use the necessary software toolkits, okay, in order to work with this Myrio. Okay, so the thing is, two things should be there in your laptop. Okay, so first is your application software. So application software is nothing but a LabVIEW. So based on the versions you use, either it may be 2018, 19, or 20, or even earlier like 2015 or 16. It does not matter. Okay, so this hardware can able to be compatible for all the versions of a LabVIEW, but the only thing is you have to preferably use a proper driver, means the proper version, so which the LabVIEW application software is being currently used. So for example, right now I'm using a LabVIEW 2018. So I have to use a driver software. So driver software is nothing but your LabVIEW processor, like OS, what we call for the systems how we use, right? So having different sort of OS like Windows, Macintosh, and Linux. So same similarly, even Myrio is also having some sort of device driver. So in terms of Myrio, if it considers, okay, it might be a OS for the Myrio. Okay, so we have to properly use the versions of okay, the versions of the LabVIEW, like what you are using. Okay, since if at all I am using LabVIEW 2018, you have to install Myrio Toolkits 18.0. Okay, this is what the software version that we have to be installed. Okay, so next, if you see, okay, so this hardware, actually speaking, yesterday whatever the MyDAC we have been used, it was not supposed to connect the any power adapter. Okay, so but in this hardware, main probably we have to use a power adapter. Okay, so that is what 12-volt power adapter. Okay, why? Because since this Myrio will be working under the embedded part, okay, or the standalone applications, okay, or wirelessly. So we are having a number of options and features. I'll be keep on telling you what all the things this Myrio is consisting of. Okay, so if at all you're using all these things, obviously there should be a powered up. Okay, so this Myrio should be powered up with an 12-volt adapter. Okay, so means whatever the power voltage we are getting from the socket as 220 or 230 volts will be converted into a 12 volts and will be given to this hardware. Okay, so this is where you can just see how exactly this Myrio looks. And whereas here you are having two slots, so one will be the USB connections. So like how we have been connecting. So maybe you can just see in these ports. Okay, so actually speaking, this is where you will be able to connect to the PC. Okay, like a USB cable will be connected, and next will be corrected through the power. Okay, so here there'll be a voltage rating. Okay, so the minimum voltage that this hardware can able to be powered up is a 6 volt. So maximum up to it can be go for a 16 volt, 1 6. So what is the standard rate between this 6 and 16 will be the 12 volt. Okay, it's a standard format. Why? Because in the markets also, even if you try to ask a power adapter, okay, they'll be giving like a 5 volt or the 12 volt, or maybe it will be going for 24 volt also, correct? So but it's a standard connection that for Myrio it's better to give a 12 volt. Okay, so with minimal current like zero point 0.5 milliamps of a current. So this hardware will be having a sufficient power that you can able to generate, or you can able to acquire the signals, or it can be go for a standalone mode, or in order to work with FPGA. So that is where the standard voltage that you can able to work. Okay, so next to that, you are having a one more option called a USB port. Okay, so why this USB port is used? Nothing but you can able to connect directly the pen drive to the hardware, and you can able to dump the codes or copy the codes from your real time applications from RT. Okay, so you are having this has one advantage. I can just say that, okay, this is somewhere similar to our system itself, like a PC. Okay, why? Because even it is having a processor, it is having some sort of a memory as a RAM. Okay, but not as a ROM. So but that ROM can be either used as a USB port. Okay, whereas where you can able to connect your pen drive or a external hard disk. Okay, so where you can copy the codes or files from the Myrio, and you can, or else you can able to copy from hard disk to your Myrio. So these things can able to be done, and even it is having a very small memory, around 256 MB of memory. This Myrio is being contained. Okay, so coming to the hardware, block, what all the things here this is having. Okay, so if you come first with respect to a processor, like LabVIEW in real time. Okay, so it is having some sort of non-volatile memory. Okay, I hope everyone knows what exactly that non-volatile mean. Okay, so next it is having DDR3 RAM. Actually speaking, it's a RAM. Okay, so like how we use in our PCs or a laptop, DDR2 and DDR3 of RAM, like 4 GB, 8 GB. But here it will be having a very minimal memory. Okay, so and one more option that you are having is this hardware can able to work wirelessly. Okay, so since right now I've been connected to a USB port, so it is the connection has been established, and it keep on working. Okay, so once you try to remove the USB cable, so this will not work, actually speaking. Okay, why? Because there will be no connection between your system as well as your hardware, so this won't work. Okay, so but you are having a one more option that you can able to contact this in a wireless connection. So wireless connection will be entertained in this hardware. That is one of the beautiful application that I have been given. Okay, so next, if you come for so the next things, okay, you're having one reset button. So if anything disaster has been happening, okay, so you can able to restart the hardware at that particular moment. Okay, so next, if you come towards here, you're having a watchdog timer. Okay, so here why? Because this will be mainly depends on the time, whatever the code you will be developed. Okay, not only the normal code. So if at all you are working with any sort of FPGA part, okay, so there will be given importance much with respect to a timer. Okay, so for that they will be having a watchdog timer. So next you are having a wireless button. Okay, where you can able to turn on and turn off the wireless very easily. So those things I'll be just keep on exploring the things. So next it is having a status LED, wireless LED. So those things I hope here you can just see. So we can just see you're having a user-defined LEDs, then Wi-Fi LED, status LED, and power LED. So these are somewhat we call this as onboard LEDs. Okay. So why? Because we have to know whether the Myrio or the hardware, whatever we have been powered up. Okay, we have to know the indication that whether this hardware is working fine or not, whether it's getting a sufficient power. Okay. So those things will be seen under this power LED. Okay, so next in the status LED, it blinks as in an orange color, and it will be keep on saying like based on the blinks, number of blinks. So if it is one blink, okay, So maybe the hardware is still switching on continuously if the status is blink on. So I can say hardware is still it's in an on condition, but we cannot able to use. Say take example that if it is blinking for twice more than 2 times continuously, so then we can easily say that okay, some disaster is happening, means some software issue or something has been happening to the hardware. Okay, so based on if you directly go to the data sheet, there will be understanding what exactly these things are. Okay, in data sheet clearly they'll be mentioning what exactly these things. Okay, and next will be the Wi-Fi LED. Okay, so this Wi-Fi LED will be turned on once where you will be establish a connection between your system and laptop or with the hardware. So this the wireless connection will able to be established, so that this indication will be there whether the hardware has been connected wirelessly or not. Okay. So next, this user LED will be available whenever you have been working with some other thing. Okay, so whether to know whether the data is acquiring or whether the data is generating or something is happening, so that you want to know the indication whether that exactly is happening, like a timer. Okay, so these LEDs can able to be used in that. Okay, so and moreover here you can just see it's a very big chip, black color chip. Okay, this is what the main processor, Xilinx Zinc 7010 version of the Ni Myrio. So that is what the things with respect to the processor of RT. So next, coming to the FPGA. Okay, so in FPGA, you can just see you're having two options of accelerometer and button. Okay, so everyone knows that what exactly that accelerometer, why we have to use accelerometer. Okay, so in order why the accelerometer is used in order to find the axis, number of axis. Okay, so where exactly the pressure or the directions have been going on, the accelerometer will be used. Okay, so in this Myrio or in the industrial hardwares, why the accelerometer will be used is in order to detect the vibration. Okay, so let me give you a simple example that take example of a car. Okay, so think that if a car is moving and you will be having certain vibrations or certain the things disturbing, correct? So there will be knowing, okay, by just connecting some sort of a hardware. Okay, we have to know where exactly we are getting a vibration or why exactly we are getting a vibration. So for that things, maybe the accelerometer is the best thing that they can able to use. Okay, so even I'll be just showing you the demonstration. Okay, how the accelerometer is used. So just and how it can able to detect the vibrations. Okay, so in what axis? Actually speaking, in this hardware you are having a 3-axis accelerometer. Okay, so x, y, and z. So all the 3-axis accelerometer have been inbuilt. Okay, it's not like externally connected to this hardware as a sensor, but that accelerometer will be mounted on the inbuilt what I call as inbuilt sensor that you can able to access it. Okay, so while I was just showing you the demo, maybe I'll be just demonstrating you how to work with the accelerometer, how you can able to record the values. Okay, so next you are having one button. Okay, so why this sort of a button? Like it's nothing but a push button, what we call. So what is the use of it and why we have to use this button? Okay, so one thing is take example that your code is deploying, you have deployed and you're just kept ready everything. So but when you are having any sort of external button, so instead of taking any external button and taking a wire connecting to our inputs or output, so inbuiltly we are having a good option that they have been given a button. So whenever you just click on the button, our program should start. Okay, so you can just configure in such a way that okay, whenever you just again push the button once again, it should stop. Okay, so maybe this sort of a configuration can be done using a programming part. Okay, so next coming to the the inputs and as well as the output. Okay, so where you can easily see analog in AI analog input, AO analog output, DIO is nothing but digital input output, like yesterday whatever I have been explained. Okay, so these part analog channels or digital channels, okay, so will be directly connected to the FPGA. So in order to work in a faster way. Actually speaking, so whenever you want to access your codes or the things or sensor interfacing, okay, so if it should be very faster, okay, within a fraction of seconds the output should has been displayed. So for that sake, they have been connected analog input, analog output, and digital input output for the FPGA purpose. Okay, so where you can easily access with respect to a FPGA. Okay, so and even you are having here the protocols. Okay, so what sort of a protocols here will be using is three protocols. So one is a UART, a Universal Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter. So SPI, Serial Peripheral Interface, and I2C, Inter-Integrated Connections. Correct. So these three, UART, SPI, and I2C. So these are the three protocols can be used in this MyRio. It is having that capability that you can able to work with the protocols. Okay, I hope everyone knows that you are having a sensor with not only analog digital sensor. Okay, even you are having some sort of sensor with protocols also. Okay, so where you can able to send some sort of information, so acknowledge it. So meanwhile, the same sensor will be giving you some sort of a response. Okay, so nowadays you can just see in many cars you are having some many sort of a sensors, or even some bikes also you are getting some many sort of a sensors. Correct. So in order to know how exactly that sensor works, how the things work, maybe we can just refer the data sheet. So after referring a data sheet, maybe we have to choose compatible hardware, that how you can able to connect all these things. Correct. So if you come for an industrial part, okay, so let me give a very simple example in industrial part where example I'll be taken as a Boeing. Okay, the company called Boeing. So everyone knows that what exactly Boeing does. Correct. So it will manufacture the aircrafts. Correct. The aircraft and cockpits. Correct. So these things will be manufactured from the Boeing, very famous, the worldwide company. Okay. So why this hardware? Okay, actually speaking, there they'll be using a LabVIEW for testing. Okay, so what sort of a testing they'll be doing in the sense like they'll be having certain set of protocols where they have to be certain criteria has to be matched. Okay, so before manufacturing or before delivering to the customers. Okay, so what they'll be doing is they'll be able to connect all their sensors to a one single hardware where it should have a capability that it can able to respond within a fraction of seconds. Okay, so they'll send us some sort of the signals, they'll get an acknowledgement. Okay, so if not they are not getting any sort of the acknowledgement, then they'll be changing the sensors, or they'll be trying to rectify. Why? Because sensor in the sense like it trying to send the physical phenomenon to an electrical signals. Correct. So how that electrical signals can be able to be acquired is through some set of hardwares. Okay, they'll be having some different set of hardwares. Through this set of hardwares, they can able to retrieve back the signals, and they can able to analyze, okay, what exactly it's going on. Okay, so this is where I can just give you the best example for the Boeing. Okay, so it is a very good company that they'll be able to manufacture the things called aircrafts. Okay, so there they'll be using some set of hardwares in order to mention all the bus connectors, or it might be the some sort of a sensor, okay, or a level finder. Okay, will be having like different sort of things. Okay, so here we'll coming back to this hardware. Okay, so here I'll be just showing you the things. Okay, why MyRio, why we have to use MyRio. Okay, so actually MyRio is having one more name called a compact embedded device. Okay, so since I told you earlier that you can able to carry this hardware in your pocket. Okay, it's very the compact one. So it is having that capability that it can able to work with an embedded device. Okay, so like wirelessly. Okay, it is having one more option of wirelessly, and even it is having a one more option called standalone device. Okay, I hope everyone will be knowing what exactly this standalone device. Okay, let me give you a simple example. The standalone device. Okay, so I hope everyone have been traveled in metro, right? So metro or in a BMTC bus. Okay, so if at all you have been traveling, you'll be just from to this generation, we can able to see that all the boards or all the instructions for whatever the for the passengers, that they'll be giving in an LED board. Correct. So in that LED board, the route number will be there, and the source and destination will be there. So at bottom you will be getting a via. So from where to where exactly it works, correct? So these sort of things, actually speaking, those things are all embedded device. Okay, so where they'll be able to dump the code for once. Okay, so then they'll be powered up for the device and they'll be keep on running. Okay, any doubts? I hope someone have been unmuted and trying to ask any doubts. Ma'am, can you able to hear me properly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
You're
Thank you. Okay. So and yeah. So next, I was just saying that it is somewhere like we can just say this hardware Myrio as computer. Why? Because even it is having one sort of IP address. Okay. So where it can work with separate IP address for a USB and a separate IP address for a wireless. Correct. So same thing. Even every one of our PC or laptop, whatever we'll be using, okay, even it will be having like each and every individual IP address. Correct. So even the same, this hardware also having a different sort of IP address where it can able to work, accordingly when we are connected. Okay. Okay. So these are all the the onboard devices where the Myrio consists of. Okay, the power LED, status LED, so Wi-Fi LED, and 4 user LED. What I have told you that the user interface. So next you are having one push button and the Wi-Fi button. Okay, so these are all the main hardware consists of. Okay. So next, you can just see you're having, I was just telling you, you're having onboard accelerometer. Okay. So this accelerometer have been mounted inbuiltly on the motherboard, whatever they have been, and they have been fitted inside a case. Okay. So this is where they can able to see the onboard accelerometer, where you can able to access the things like 3 axis, X, Z, X, Y, and Z. Okay. So and even they have been given a mounting holes where you can easily mount it in somewhere in the stationary position. So then from there you can able to access the things. Okay. So these are all the things where you can able to be explored. Okay. So then next you are having one more the things where you can able to be connected with your sensors as input outputs. Okay. So here actually speaking, you are having two type the 3 types of connectors. So one you are having MSP connector. So that is what you are seeing here. So the same connector, it's like yesterday I have been seen. Correct. So in the NI MIDAC, you're, I was just telling you can able to work with audio in and audio out, correct? So the same pins, okay, totally you will be having a 20 pins, okay. So all these 20 pins can able to be accessed. And yesterday I was just explaining you what each and individual pins will be work, okay. So same similar features of the MIDAC pins here you are having, okay. So after that you're having one more pins called the MXP pinots. Okay, so MXP pinot is nothing but a mini expansion port. Okay, that is what MXP. So mini expansion port. Okay, so one more you are having is MSP. So that is nothing but mini system port. Okay, that is what MSP stands for. Okay, so here you're having 2 different ports called A port and B port. So this is what the A port, and next to that you're having, you can just seeing it as a B port. Okay, so what this ports does, what is the use of these ports? Okay, so actually speaking, yesterday while I was explaining with respect to MyDAC. Okay, so in MyDAC, you're having only 2 analog inputs and 2 analog outputs, whereas 8 digital IOs, like nothing but 8 digital input as well as output. Correct. So this was only the features of the MyDAC. But actually speaking, for the data acquisition thing, okay, I recommend always better to go for a MyDAC instead of Myrio. Why? Because in Myrio, if at all you're trying to work with any sort of a protocols or any other embedded sort of things, okay, so I preferably used to go for embedded, the Myrio. So if at all you want to work with any sort of the hardware with data acquisition part, so it's better to go for a MyDAC. So even though you can able to acquire the data and generate a thing, but the if you compare for the sampling rate or all those things stuff, okay, so it's the compared to my Rio, MyDAC will be better for data acquisition. But in that one, the problem is you will be having a very limited number of input and output. Okay, so that is what analog inputs, analog output. You are having only two analog input and two analog output. So and 8 DIOs. Okay, so but whereas if you come for the MyRio, okay, so since I have told you that you are having three different port, okay, so that is nothing but A port and B port. Okay, so one is a C port, that is nothing but here MSP connector, whatever we are using. This is what we call as a C port in MyRio. Okay, so here also the same pin configuration as similar to a MyDAC, but here if you take an then you can ask me that, sir, then what is use of MyRio over the MyDAC? Then how many number of pins you are having? Okay, so that's what I supposed to tell you now. Okay, so totally in A port, okay, in A port, okay, A as well as B both are the same port with the same pin connection. So there is nothing change in the in this both the things, though both are the same. Okay, so let me tell you, in A port, actually speaking, you're having four analog inputs, that is AI0, AI1, AI2 and AI3. Okay, so here they are being given in pin number 3, pin number 5, pin number 7 and pin number 9, like odd numbers. Okay, so all these four pins will be for analog input, where you can able to acquire the data. Okay, so in A port you are having four analog inputs. Same similarly in B also you are having four analog inputs, so totally eight. So comparing to A and B, totally 8 analog input is there. So then coming back to port C, okay, so as you know that in port C you are having only two analog inputs, correct? So in A4 and in B4 and in C2, correct? So all if you just try to total it, so totally in MyRio hardware you can able to access 10 analog inputs. Okay, so next coming back to analog output, in A port we are having two analog output. Okay, that is a AO0 and AO1. It stands for pin number 2 and pin number 4. Okay, so in A port you are having two analog output, in B port you are having two analog output, and even in C port also you are having two analog outputs. Okay, so totally you are having 6 analog outputs in MyRio. Okay, so totally 10 analog output, sorry, 10 analog inputs and 6 analog outputs in MyRio. So this is where with respect to analog part. So next, if you come for the digital part, okay, so in B port, in C port, as we all know that it is having only the 8 pins, 8 lines, and if you come for A, so it is having a 16 DAO, starting from DIO 0 to DIO 15. So it is having a 16 lines of DIOs. So in A port it is 16 and in B port it is 16. So it is 16 plus 16 is 32. And in C port you are having 8. So totally 40 DIOs are there in this hardware. Okay, so let me tell you once again. So in MyRio hardware you are having 10 analog inputs, 6 analog outputs and 40 DIOs, means 40 pins of digital input as well as output. Correct. So yesterday even I was saying you how you can able to configure as an input or as an output. Okay, so based on that you can able to work. Okay, so here even I was just telling you that even you can able to work with the protocol. Okay, so even the protocol also comes under this digital DAO. Okay, so where they have been given separate pins. Okay, not like a separate pin. So each pin is having the dual functionality. Okay, so in yesterday I was just telling in MyDAC you're having one PWM, correct? So pulse width modulation. So but whereas if you come for MyRio, you are having in each port as 3. So in A port you are having 3 and B port you are having 3 and C port you are having 2. So totally you can able to handle or you can able to access 8 PWM pins. Okay, so usually this PWM pins will be betterly used for the motors. okay, to drive in the certain conditions like forward or reverse. Okay, so this PWM will be very much useful. So in this Myrio, it will be having a 8 PWM, so that they can students in academics, they can be used to work with the projects. Okay, so this is what with respect to the Labio architecture, whatever you are seeing. Okay, so first initially the processor will be there. Okay, the processor will be having a certain type of OS. Okay, so that will be directly connected to the FPGA. Okay, so whereas all the analog inputs and digital the custom IOs will be directly connected to the FPGA in order to perform very better actions. Okay, so this is where with respect to the Myrio, okay, the introduction to Myrio. And next, maybe if you just go for the data sheet. So even yesterday I was just showing you the data sheet. So what is the voltage range, how exactly the things work. Okay, so it's better always whenever you're trying to work with any of the hardware, either it might be a new hardware or any other the hardware. So it's always better to go under the data sheet, so in order to work in a very smooth manner. Okay, yeah. So actually speaking, this Myrio, okay, it is having a model number of 1900. Okay, so that is what they have been stated here. NI Myrio of 1900. Okay, so they have been just given you here with a number and what all the things that can able to be connected over here. Okay, like a USB cable or a power cable, correct? So then the Myrio expansion port for the boards that can able to be directly connected, like instead of connecting wires from the breadboard and connecting to the hardware. So instead they'll be giving one expansion port in the kit, the Myrio hardware kit, so I can easily connect to that, like plug and play. Okay, will be you can easily connect to that, and you can just solder the components. Okay, or you can fix the components in that, and you can able to use. So that is where you can just see the number two is showing here. Okay, so where the LEDs, onboard LEDs, and you can able to connect the wires, cables, everything. Okay, so next, coming to the bottom. Yeah, so this is where I have already seen the real-time Labio processor with respect to FPGA. So what all the things will be connected, the architecture, okay, the hardware block diagram. Yeah, so then even we have been seen how the pin configurations, or what was the pins that you have been already used. Okay, so these are the things. Okay, so maybe like whenever we are trying to establish the things, maybe you can able to easily understand. Yeah. So next, coming for the voltage ranges. Okay. So even yesterday we have been discussed, what will be the voltage range for analog and what will be the voltage range for digital. Okay. So here also we'll just try to discuss the same. Okay. So same like the first option of the 5 volt. Okay. So 5 volt can able to be given as a standard fixed power supply. Okay. In even in a Myri also. Okay, so that was output power. 5 volt will be the output power. So next, coming to an analog input. So in analog input, you are having a 4 channel. So starting from AI0 to AI3. Okay, so you'll be having a 4 channels. So these 4 channels, will be rated as 0 to 5 volt. Okay, so it is actually like an single-ended reference. So yesterday also I was just explaining you the difference between the differential end and a single end, correct? So in single-ended, okay, so like you are not supposed to give the external wire for the ground, okay, and in differential end, must and should you have to use a ground, proper grounded should be given for this, correct? So even I have been, yesterday demonstrated like by giving the ground and without giving the ground. So what was the issue that we are facing? Okay, so by giving a ground, you can able to get a proper outputs, and a proper with a proper set of value, you'll be able to acquire the output. Okay, so but whereas if at all you are not giving a proper grounding part, okay, so you will be not able to get a result proper. Okay, so here, but in MXP connection, okay, so here no need of giving the proper the thing. Why? Because it will be given as a single ended. So single ended is nothing but where you can able to be inbuiltly the in hardware inbuilt ground will be given, so that we no need of giving any external ground. Okay, so that way here also the system will be worked very efficient and in very good manner. That, but the problem is here the voltage is facing from 0 to 5 volt. Okay, but whereas in my DAC, okay, the voltage range is from -10 to +10. Okay, there the voltage range will be very high. Okay, but in MXP connector like port A and port B, so analog inputs will be worked under 0 to 5 volt. Okay, so even the analog output also will be worked under 0 to 5 volt. But whereas in the hardware, like in MyDAC hardware, it was varying from -10 to +10. Okay, so that is the difference. Where you cannot go more than 5. So maybe I'll be just showing you the loop back test. Okay, later, like how that 0 to 5 works and how -10 to +10 works. Okay, so next here you're having a one more advantage, that you're having one more fixed power supply of that able to give as +3.3 volt. Okay, so +3.3 volt power output also be can also be worked. Why? Because yesterday I was saying you regarding the hardware. Okay, so for DAOs 0 to 5 volt will be the standard output, but standard input that they can able to give. But output from that, what we can expect from the output of a MyDAC will be from the DAO lines was 3.3 volt compatible, correct? So here also they have been given a fixed power supply of a 3.3 volt. So where you can able to be connect or work with any sort of a sensor if at all you are being given only the 3.3 volt as output. Okay, so that's why they have been given an 3.3 volt. Okay, with respect to the digital IOs. Okay, so and you're having a UART transmitter and UART receiver, RX and TX. Okay, so where you can able to connect your sensors with respect to these things. Yeah. So when you come for the C port, like the DAC port yesterday, what we have been seeing. Okay. So here you can just see you're having a voltage range for AI. You will be -10 to +10 volt, and AO also -10 to +10 volt. But here you can just see this is having a differential analog input channels. So, but whereas here, if you can just see, means plus or minus 10 volt differential analog input. Then if you see here, it is having 0 to 5 volt referenced single-ended analog input channels. Okay, so that is what a difference. So maybe if I show you a demo, maybe people can able to understand it in a better way. Okay, so yeah, that's it, the thing. So here these things will be the very important thing that will be mattered a lot. Okay, so apart from that, I think there is no much thing to be explained in this data sheet. Okay, so if anything is there, maybe we'll just try to come up with this. Okay, so yeah, any questions? Hello, hello, ma'am, can you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah,
Uh, so participants, if you have any doubts, you can put in the chat box.
yeah, better.
Participants.
Yeah, it's better to drop it in a chat box, or maybe if I am not seeing the chat box, why? Because frequently I'll be working in the PPT slide or the PDF. So if at all you are not comfortable to put it in a chat box, maybe you can just unmute yourself and you can just raise a question. So even that feels me much better. So or else maybe at the last end of the session, so maybe before concluding, I can just get into the chat box and I can check if any questions are there. So surely I'll be respond to that questions. Okay, fine. So yes. So yesterday I was just saying you that whenever you try to connect a hardware, Okay, so you have to check whether your hardware has been properly connected to the any ports that you have been connected. Why? Because we will be connecting the hardware via the USB cable. So we have to be known that whether our hardware has been properly connected or not. Okay. So in order to check that, okay, so yesterday I was using one option called NI Max, correct? So Measurement and Automation Explorer. So even here also, whenever you have been trying to connect any of the National Instruments hardware to your laptop or to your PC, so make sure that you'll be using this tool called Measurement and Automation Explorer. So where here you can able to see your system settings. Okay, so what is the configuration of your system settings, the serial number, okay, and what is the hardware that you have been using, the operating system, everything, all the details will able to be mentioned over here. Okay, so yesterday I was just telling you that under devices and interfaces, your MIDAX will be able to be connected. Okay, so here as of now I have not connected the MIDAC. So but instead I have been connected a MyRio. Okay, so this MyRio will be not comes under this devices and interfaces. So instead it will be always comes under the remote system. Okay, so why the remote system? Okay, why what is the difference of what is the difference between the devices and interfaces and remote system? Why our hardware is detecting under remote system? Okay, let me give you an simple example there. Okay, so since MyRio is actually the real-time hardware, so that is what I told. It's an RT, so the real-time hardware. So this real-time hardware where you can able to work with the remote systems itself. Why? Because it will be wirelessly connected or wired connected, correct? So we'll be not knowing in which mode our hardware will be connected. Okay, so under devices and the interfaces, only the MIDAC can able to be worked. So not only the MIDAC, any of your DAC system that yesterday I was saying, we are in industrial part, we are having n number of hardwares list like CDACs, USB DAC, okay, MIDAC. So always the DAC system will be always comes under the devices and interfaces. Okay, so whereas the MyRio, like even in MyRio also you're having a number of series called MyRio, CRIO, SBRIO. Okay, so having different kind of things. So in that MyRio, actually it's a basic student embedded kit. So but even though if the student has been explored in a very good manner in this using this hardware, so it's not much difficult that they can able to easily work on the CRIO or SBRIO part. Okay, so now here you can just see having connected hardware called VAS Rio. Okay, so previously I was connected these two hardwares, so that's why it's not connected right now. That's why it was showing a disconnected symbol like a cross mark, correct? So but as of now I'm connected with a MyRio. Okay, so I just clicked on this MyRio, so that here you can able to get the details of the MyRio. Okay, let me just see in brief. So the host name is VS MyRio. Maybe if you want, you can just change the name also. Okay. So and it is having a IP address of a Ethernet. For Ethernet is nothing but like a USB cable. It is having one IP address. So that is what a 172.22.11.2. Okay. So if at all you are trying to connect to a wireless connection, then the the IP address might get changed. Okay. So we'll be not knowing what sort of IP address that it can able to give. So maybe we have to check in the Wi-Fi module, and from that Wi-Fi module we have to connect for MyRio and my PC. Okay, means it should be in a within a network. Okay, maybe that we'll see when when we have been connected in an the hotspot. Okay, so next they have been given a vendor name as the National Instruments, its model, serial number, the firmware of this hardware. Okay, and the operating system what they have been using is NI Linux Real Time ARM version 7. Okay, so this is what operating system that our MyRio is using. Okay, so now it's the status is connected. It is showing it as it is connected. What was the start time? So everything was been the given here. Okay, so and here also you're having some sort of things. So this is where the system settings. So next if you go for the network settings, so that is where I was telling you wireless connection. Okay, so in network settings you can just see what all the things can able to be changed. Okay, so here where the details about the Ethernet setting adapter. Okay, so next to that they are having one more option called wireless adapter also. Okay, so where you can able to enable or disable with respect to wireless connection. Okay, so this is what the things with respect to Myrio. So this is where you can able to check whether your hardware has been detected properly or not. Okay, think that if a hardware has not been detected, I'll just try to remove the USB cable now. So just observe it. I'll just trying to remove. Yeah. So now I have been removed from the from the USB cable. I have not yet been connected. Okay. So I just click on refresh. Okay. So it will just take some time to update. So because previously my hardware was being connected. Okay. So but now if I just removed okay, so it takes some time to update here. Yeah, you can just see here. Yeah. Okay, so now it is showing that the status is disconnected and it's been unavailable. Means the hardware has not yet been connected to your system. And even here you can just see it is showing me the the disabled, like a cross mark, saying that this hardware was connected previously. We don't know when it has been connected, but it was showing in uh, the name of the hardware, so and details about the hardware. Okay, so but even though now I just try to connect the hardware for the same. Yeah, so whenever it used to try to connect your hardware. Okay, so one thing is you will get a pop-up, like even yesterday also when you have been connected MyDAC hardware, you are supposed to get an the pop-up. Okay, so even for this my also you will be getting a pop-up with the some details. Okay, so we'll see that. So once I click on a refresh, yeah. So now we can able to see now the hardware has been connected and it is running, okay, with all the system given name. Okay, so this is how you can able to check to in your laptop or in your PC. So whether your hardware has been connected properly or not. Okay, so this is one thing of doing checking the thing. So next, one more thing is, so before, okay, like a thing that you have been bought a very brand new Myrio. Okay, so in that Myrio you'll be not knowing whether you can able to to check whether your hardware has been having a proper set of softwares or the things. Okay, so here you will be having a two set of the things where you can easily install the software. Okay, it will even it not take much time, hardly like 10 to 15 minutes of time it takes to a very new Myrio. So if it is already installed, hardly it takes like 1 or 2 minutes to install. Okay, so now here what I'll do is first I'll go for option called launch the getting started wizard. Okay, so in the pop-up window, so I'll just click on get the launch the getting started wizard. So when I click this, so you'll be able to get the getting started wizard, and it will be showing that we have found one Myrio. Okay, so that Myrio and that serial number. Think that if your hardware has not been connected properly or the connection has not been established properly, even though if you are connected via the USB. Okay, so here the hardware part will not shown. Okay, if it is having any sort of a problem, then it will be not been shown here. So at that time what you can do, you just click on a refresh for 1 or 2 times so that your hardware can able to be detected. Okay, so next if you click on next. Okay, see now it is checking the VS RioSoft, means it is trying to establish a connection now between your laptop and your hardware. So if the software was not yet been there, think that right now I'm using LabVIEW 2018 version. Okay, so if the same 2018 version of Myrio toolkit has been installed. Okay, so I have already been installed, so that's why it is not showing me that you have to install this necessary set of software in the system. Okay, so why? Because first what I need to do is first I need to install the application software and the driver software. That is what Myrio toolkit 18.0 in my laptop first. So next later part, what I have to do, I have to take a hardware, I have to connect for my PC or the laptop. So after that, whatever the installed software is there, Myrio Toolkit 18.0, so that toolkit or the software that has to be dumped to an hardware. That is what, for the processor we have to upgrade the OS, means we have to install the OS for that first. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, before connecting the hardware, so make sure that necessary set of softwares will be installed in your PC. Okay, so if previously it was showing that it was checking the software, so if the necessary set of software was available, so it will be just directly come to this part, like whatever you are seeing in this presentation. So if not else, it will be shown the necessary set of software is not available, so please try to install. So that is what error that we are going to get. So but as of now, I have already installed in the Myrio, so that's why it is not showing. So I'll just click on next. Yeah, so here you can able to see some of the test panels in the onboard. So that was I was supposed to tell you. You are having a 3 onboard the devices. One is accelerometer, so one is the onboard LEDs, and one is a button. Okay, so first we'll just try to go like one by one thing. Yeah, as of now you are just seeing accelerometer. You're having X, Y, and Z axis, correct? So now what I'll do, I'll just try to vibrate the hardware, so you can just see the axis have been going. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm just trying to give the vibration for the x-axis. Maybe you can just watch the blue color one in the x-axis is varying lot compared to y and z axis. Why? Because I'm just giving a vibration, means I'm just trying to tap towards x-axis, so it can identify that it is from the x-axis I'm getting the vibration very quickly. So now you can just see, I'm just change the direction. I'm just giving the vibration from y-axis. Okay, so you can just see compared to x and z, the y-axis has been moving very quickly and very in a high speed. Correct. So now I'll just change the direction to the z. Means I'm just trying to tap from top to bottom to the Myrio. Okay, so like just I'm tapping on the Myrio, so that's why I can just see from the z-axis you are getting a more response compared to x and y. Correct. So if I try to flip the Myrio, means what I can say, I just done a flip. Okay, so you can just see it is showing it as a -1. Correct. So if I just try to keep it as it is, so it is showing me as 1. Okay, so I hope every few in a few cell phones, okay, as soon as if any call comes or if any alarms have been ringing, okay, so what you do, you just try to flip the phone. Okay, it immediately go for a silent mode. Correct. So these options and these features you have already been explored. Okay, so in the same way here also you're having like the in the z-axis, if you just try to flip the hardware, so it will be showing it as a -1. Yeah, you can just see right now it's been flipped the hardware, so it is showing it as -1. Correct. So same similarly here you're having onboard LED, so that you can able to toggle. Okay, so based on that, here if you try to on and off, so in onboard LED you can just view whether it is oning or offing. Means it's somewhere like a boolean switch. Okay, so from from here the controlling, you can able to check whether in the hardware it's been enabling or not. And one more thing I'll be showing you, I'll just try to turn on the boolean button. Maybe you can just see here, press the user button on the Myrio to see the state change of the indicator. See, I'm just trying to enable it. So if I hold it very in an on state, it is the LED is turned on. If I just leave it, it is in an off state. Means I'm controlling from the Myrio. Okay, so but here what we did from the LED, I'm just trying to control it from here in the on test panel, and I'm getting the output in Myrio. But whereas the button, now I'm controlling from the Myrio, that you can able to check the button here. Means it's somewhere like a vice versa. Correct. So vice versa is nothing but means like a two-way communication. Means from system you can able to send information to Myrio. You can read in the Myrio, and from Myrio you're sending some information to in your laptop, and you can able to view that in your laptop. Okay, that is where the connection will be established from your hardware to your system through the USB cable. Okay, so yeah, I hope all my test onboard devices have been working well and good. Okay, there is no question that it's not working anything. Now it's working well and good. So now next what I'll do, I'll just click on next. Okay, so now it is saying that congratulations, your VA is Rio is ready to use. So if you want to go with the project, or if you want to go with my Rio, you can able to just click. Okay, so but before going to this, I would like to tell you some few points. Okay, so how you can able to access the things in your hardware. Okay, so after this is not recommend, okay, always that you have to do this the every time. Okay, like whenever you have been connected Rio, so I whatever I have been shown, whether the checking the software or the things. Okay, so it's not always recommended that you have to be done. Okay, so maybe like once, like when you are very new to the hardware that you have been working, maybe at that time maybe it's better to go with this procedure. Okay, so I'll just click close. Okay, so now I was telling you that one more option, two options are there to install the software. So one option was like in a launch getting started wizard. So it was checking the software. If the recommended software was not available, so it was just showing what all the set of software that you have to be installed. And one more thing is, so you have to come for NI Max. So in NI Max, so just drop down under the Rio, whatever we connected. So under that, you're having one option called software. Okay, and devices interface and software. So under this software, you're having one option called add or remove software here. So I'll just click on that add or remove software. Then it will ask for username and password. Just click enter. There is no password that we have been kept. So I'll just click enter, so that one more window will be open. Yeah, one more window will be open. Okay, so here you can just see it's been already showing that N9 MyRio 18.0. This is what N9 MyRio toolkit I have been told as a driver software. In bracket they are given currently installed. Okay, it's already been installed. So if it suppose if it all it's not been installed, maybe it will be showing, okay, it will be not showing that currently installed. Maybe you have to install it manually. Okay, so and here you can just see what all recommended software that should be installed. Means I have already installed these things. Okay, so you can just see here available add-ons also we are having, like HTTP client. Okay, so MyRio toolkits, I know we can connect this to an web server. Okay, so having n number of opportunities, the things that can able to be, even you can connect this hardware to the IoT, and you can able to establish a connection between the cloud IoT as well as your hardware with laptop also. Okay, so even these things also can also be done. So after selecting here the recommended software, you can just click next, so that you will be able to go for the next step-by-step procedure. But as of now, I have already been installed, no need of doing this. Okay, so for for knowledge purpose, I was just showing you what all the things to be done. Okay, so I just click on cancel. Okay, this is a two-way of where you can able to install the software, set of necessary softwares. Fine. Okay, fine. So now, if at all you want to work with the MyRio with the LabVIEW. Okay, so why? Because all the coding part, everything will be done in the LabVIEW itself. So how you can able to work with the LabVIEW? How to can able to interface or establish a connection between your laptop and your hardware? Okay, so that is what I think I'm supposed to show you. So if you just click on MyRio, so yesterday what we are doing, we were just directly going to file and clicking on new VA, correct? So this is what we were doing yesterday. But now while you are accessing this hardware, like a remote systems hardware, so we are not supposed to directly go and create a new VA. Correct? So you cannot directly go and create a new VI. So instead, what we'll be doing is we'll be able to create a project. Okay. So why? Because first we have to create a project. So after creating a project, we have to add the hardware, whatever we are using. So under that hardware, we have to create a VA. So this is what a procedure. I repeat once again. So first you have to create a project. So under the project, you have to add a hardware, okay, like NI Rio or NIC Rio or NISB Rio, whatever the Rio you will be able to work. You have to add a hardware. So under the hardware, you are supposed to add a VA. So this is what the three steps that you have to do. Okay. So now what I'll do, I'll create a project. So I'll just click on new project. Yeah. So I have clicked on the new project. So maybe here you can just see you're having MyRio under sample projects. You're having compact Rio desktop. Okay. So having a number of things. So here right now I'm dealing with the MyRio. So I'll just select MyRio. So in MyRio, you're having the two things that you can able to be work. So one is a blank project. So one more is a MyRio project. Okay. So first I'll be showing you how to create a blank project and add a hardware in this. So I'll just click on finish. Okay. So once you have been clicking, okay. So now here you can able to see the project window. Okay. So untitled project one, a project explorer. So here you can just see you're having a project. So under that project, you're having a my computer. Okay. So we call the my computer as a host. Okay. Everyone will be knowing the name of host. Okay. So we are calling this my computer as a host. So here what we'll be doing, we'll be not creating a host under my computer. So instead, we'll be creating will means we are adding a hardware under the project. Okay, so now we have to go for a second step. So right click on the project, go to new. So here you are having option called targets and devices. Okay, so first step is we have to create a new project. So second step is we have to add a hardware under the project. Okay, so now I'm trying to add the hardware or under the targets and devices. Okay, yeah. So now here you can just see having some list of hardwares here, like Elvis Rio, Ethernet Rio, My Rio, okay, real-time compact DAC, compact Rio, real-time PXI, okay, Robo Rio. You're having like n number of options here. Okay, so in this n number of options, okay, so what the hardware that I am using is My Rio. So I'll just expand that My Rio. So here it is showing the detecting devices. It will detect whatever the hardware or My Rio that have been added means connected under my system. So right now it is showing VAS Rio. That is what the Rio that have been connected. So I'll just select that and click on OK. Yes, now it is showing, it is discovering a chassis. Okay, so now you can just see your MyRio is added and you are getting some sort of the options, correct? So under the project I have added a MyRio. Okay, so now under MyRio, the third step, okay, what was the third step? Under MyRio we need to add a VA, correct? So I'll right click on that Rio, new VA. Okay, so I have taken a VI. So you can just see, I'll just keep it tile left and right. So on the top, you can just see it is untitled one block diagram on untitled project one slash VS MyRio. So now my MyRio means my VA is created under the MyRio with under the project. Okay. So now if you want to access the MyRio things, what you have to do, supposed to do. So I have to right click on block diagram. So here you are having option called MyRio. Can you just see you are having option called MyRio. So under MyRio, you can able to access analog input, analog output, digital input, digital output. Okay, so button, LED, accelerometer, so PWM encoder, So you are having a set of protocols. Okay, so all these things can able to be worked under MyRio. Think that if at all you have been taken a VI under my computer, so I'll just click on my computer, new VI. So I'll take in one more VI. So now you can just see the difference here. Okay, so untitled one block diagram on untitled project one slash myrio vs myrio, but here untitled two front panel on untitled project one slash my computer. So this VA is created under my computer, but that is under myrio. But if you want to access myrio under my computer VA, actually speaking, it is not available. So this cannot be done. You can just see previously in that whatever in that VA I was just showing you, your myrio was detected. So if you just go for that myrio, having analog input, analog output, digital output, so on. But here if you see under my computer, I right clicked on block diagram, and you can just see you don't have the myrio option itself. Means you cannot access a myrio under the host. Why? Because it's a real-time hardware. You have to add a hardware under the project, and under project you have to add a VI and you have to access the things. Okay, so now here you are just seeing that you don't have option of myrio, correct? So but if I go for a rio, okay, means the rio VI, myrio VI. So you can just see you're having option of myrio, so where you can able to access the the hardwares or the analog channels and digital channels. All these things can able to be accessed here. Okay, so this is what a difference, how you can able to add the VI under project. So under have to add that hardware. So under hardware you have to add a VA. So if at all you're supposed to work with any sort of a real-time systems of National Instrument, so this is what a procedure. Okay, so I hope you have been understood. So if at all you're having any doubts, so let me know. I can able to assist you, and I'll able to guide you. Okay, so this was the thing. So now we'll be just trying to see. Previously we were just tested the onboard devices, correct? So now we'll just see how you can able to do or how you can able to check the onboard devices programmatically in lab. Okay, so for first I'll be taken the button. Okay, so I'll just try to place it on the block diagram. Okay, so as soon as you try to place, the pop-up will be coming. Yeah, so now here you can just see it is showing you the pictorial representation where that button is. Okay, it's in an the bottom of the myrio. So I'll just the click OK. Yeah, fine. So now I'll take one round LED in a front panel. I'll just try to connect this. Okay, so now how you can able to check? Okay, so how you can able to check is I'll just go to project window. So in project, I hope you can just see, I'll just take a magnifier. Yeah, so I've taken a magnifier. So I hope you can just see you're having a myrio, the icon here, the picture. So next to that icon, you're having one small LED. Okay, so actually it's an LED where you can able to connect your myrio to the your system, whether it's been connected properly. So for that, before running, what you are supposed to do, you have to right click. So here you have option called connect. So whenever you just click on a connect, okay, so here you can just see your deployment progress process will be keep on going. Means it will be keep on saying that whether everything have been, all the library files, all the OS, whatever you have been given, so have been updated properly or not. Means it's whether it's been deployed properly or not. Okay, so now it is showing deployment completed successfully. I'll just close it. Okay, so now if you just try to see on that same LED, so it is glowing now, means saying that it is in an working state. It's been connected properly. The established have been connection have been established properly. So now it can able to work in a very good manner. Okay, so this is what the set of procedure. So now I'll just try to run continuously. So after running continuously, it will ask me to save before running. Why? Because so if anything is happened or if any power issues or power down has been happened, so that you can able to uh, shut down in a very easier way. Okay, so I'll just give here.
Sir, you have last 10 minutes to end the session.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, sure, sure. Okay, so the VI name I'll just give it as a button demo. Okay, so after that you can just see now it is keep on loading, and even you are having a memory, correct? So each and every file will be keep on dumped like 1.64 KB and 107 kbps. Like all each and every pins will be having separate sort of a library files, and all the things will be deployed. And moreover, you can just see out of around 256 MB. Okay, right now it is showing in KB, no worries. But if you try to convert that into an MB, it comes around 250, 256 or 250 MB. Okay, so out of that, your free memory is around 7.5 MB something. Means like around 7.5 or 7.8 MB will be consumed. Means the total like around 31% of the memory is being consumed. It is just showing like that. So I'll just click OK. So now you can just see my VI is running. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll just press the button from the MyRio. You can just see now the LED is glowing. So if I leave, okay, it's not triggering, correct? So whenever I press this, okay, at that particular time only I have to turn on the LED. So until and unless it working, it should not turn on, correct? So this is where you can able to configure the things. Means now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to send some information from MyRio, and that information is recorded in an system. My system means I'm communicating between my system and a LabVIEW. Okay, so from LabVIEW means from MyRio, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to control. Means I'm just trying to give input or output. Okay, so whatever the input I'm giving is from the hardware, that I'm going to receive it in a software. Okay, so similarly we can do from whatever the software I can able to dump the things from the software. So from the software you can able to view it from your hardware. Okay, so this is what they're supposed to do. The two-way communication, what we call as, we can able to send information from laptop to hardware, means some software to hardware, or from hardware to software. Okay, so this is what the thing. So I'll just stop the code. So if you stop the code, it will be stopped. But make sure that before running your code, okay, so you have to save your VI, and you have to save your project also. Okay, so even I'll just try to save the project. Okay, so I'll give a project name as Nagarjuna Rio demo. So I have been saved my VI. Okay, so whenever you want to access anything, okay, or if you want to reuse the same code, okay, so what you have to do is you have to just open your the library file, whatever you have been there. Okay, so here the library what I have been stored as Nagarjuna Rio demo. Okay, so that is what a library. So under that library name you will be having all your VIs, correct? So if I go for the project, okay, now we can just see. So you are having Nagarjuna Rio demo. So this is what a project name I have given. So under that project I have been added a Rio. So under Rio I'm just given a VI name as button demo. So button demo is nothing but push button whatever I have been shown now. So this VI will be available. So whenever you want to disconnect, okay, think that you have been disconnected a hardware. So after one day or after today that you want to connect the hardware and you want to work with the same VI. So no need to develop once again. So in order to work with the same VI, you have to just try, okay, I'll just try to close these things. Okay, it is asking to disconnect first. So I'll right click disconnect first. Okay, so now I have been closed. Okay, so whenever you have been closed, okay, so now it will be shown as a, the normal lab view. See, now here I have been stored as given the name as Nagarjuna Rio demo project. Okay, so I'll just try to double click on that. So your project will be opened. Yeah, so this is what a project that we have been saved. Okay, so now if you just enable this, like, or maximize, you will be having a button demo. So just double click on that VI, or the name. So you can just see a front panel will be open. So next, go to Windows, click on show block diagram. So that entire VI will be shown. Okay, so now if you want to run this, so what the procedure I told you, first you have to make sure that connect a Rio. Okay, so first you have to make sure that connect a Rio. So once this is connected, established, means the deployment is successfully done. So now you can able to run and you can able to check the results. Okay, so now you can just see again the same VI is been running without any error. Okay, so this is what a procedure that you are supposed to use if you want to run the code or if you want to access anything from the lab. Okay, so I think it's going to be time up. Okay, so let me know if you people are having any doubts. Okay, so that I can able to attend your questions or you can able to guide. Okay, so if anything is there, let me know, or else maybe we'll just try to wind up the session. I think next session will be from 2 to 3:30, correct? Okay, so maybe,
Yes, sir.
yeah, maybe we'll connect that and I'll be just showing you how you can able to access, some other thing or some other features. I'll be just showing you that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
So we'll be seeing you back at 2 o'clock. So there's a break from 1 to 2. So I request all the participants to join back the session by 2 o'clock. So would be continuing on the same session on MyRio. Thank you, sir.
yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah, thank
Thanks.
you one and all. We'll be just meeting you at 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, sir.